Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Trying to make sure I push all the right buttons over here. We've got a special weekend here. This is a kind of a long weekend. A lot of people have a long weekend anyway. We don't.
We
get to
don't.
be here. I'm
It's
actually
as short a weekend as ever.
I'm happy to be here. We get a lot of fun stuff coming up. Going to tell you all about what's going on this weekend here in a bit. Archaeologists in Jordan have discovered what could be the oldest Christian church in the world. It's an underground cave that may have been used by the first disciples of Jesus.
Oh, cool.
How cool is that? It's a cave. Also, a study in New Zealand found that older people could live longer and live healthier lives if they just took a walk and drank a glass of chocolate milk every day.
Really?
Finally, the first study that I've heard that I think, hey, I could do that.
You're not old.
But I could drink chocolate milk.
You certainly can drink
And I
chocolate
could
milk.
probably take a little bit of a walk every day. So
You
maybe
should
just
take a walk
might
every
get out and
day.
do some of this stuff. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
It's a special weekend, Heidi. Guess what's going on?
What's going on, John?
Saturday, July the 2nd is Hop a Park Day, I Forgot Day, International Chicken Wing Day, International Day of Cooperatives, International Cherry Pit Spitting Day,
Ew.
Made in the USA Day,
That's a good one.
World UFO Day, and Compliment Your Mirror Day. All of those things going on Saturday. Sunday, International Plastic Bag Free Day. So it's a day you don't get plastic bags. Stay Out of the Sun Day, Sunday. And Superman Day is July the 3rd. So it's a busy, busy weekend. Of course, Monday is Independence Day. And as we get to Monday, we'll tell you about all the fun stuff going on that day as well. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. You think you have it tough driving in rush hour traffic. Imagine being caught on the outside of a train being dragged through a tunnel. Yeah.
Whoa.
A man in Calcutta went on a terrifying train ride. When the train door slammed shut
Oh
before
my
he could get in, it grabbed his arm and left him hanging on the outside.
Oh my gosh.
People inside the train grabbed a hold of his arm while the train, traveling about 30 miles an hour, drove through a tunnel between two stations. Everybody was fearing that he would be bashed against the tunnel wall during the horrifying 3-minute ride.
Awful.
Yeah, and it's 3 minutes is not a long time, unless, of course, you're hanging off the side of a train.
Exactly.
The emergency alarm knob was not functioning properly. And why? Didn't the conductor see the man hanging from the train when it was about to leave the station? Well, some nincompoop installed the cameras wrong, so the conductor could only see part of the train, and apparently not the part he was hanging off of. Says here, people on the train were incensed and heckled and attacked the train driver at the next stop, prompting the driver and the union to go on strike right on the spot, demanding safety at work. That's what the driver was demanding. What about safety for the passengers? 3 hours later, the strike ended when officials promised to post police officers on platforms near the booking counters. So that was their answer. They're like, well, it wasn't our fault. There should have been a police officer there.
Wow.
Union strike over. So that happened in Calcutta. I can only imagine how awful that would have to be.
Oh, I wouldn't even want to imagine.
I'd never be
how
able to
awful
ride that
would
train
be.
again, ever.
No.
I mean, I would be done with trains for the rest of my life.
Oh, man.
This happened in Calcutta, and you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brains on drugs. It was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives, Heidi. It's their wedding day. But instead of the beautiful wedding they planned, it ended with a brawl. Police were called when a fight broke out at a couple's wedding reception in Westlake, Ohio. Guess why it started?
Why?
The bride's father introduced her new son-in-law with the wrong name.
Oh.
It ended with about 10 police officers trying to calm the guests down. The bridegroom's father and a friend of the groom were charged with drunken, disorderly conduct. Nobody was seriously hurt. Kind of got a feeling that their honeymoon's going to be an interesting one, though.
It's going to make the gift opening awkward.
Yeah, so can we wait till noon when Dad's released? He had it coming. Anyway, this is what happens, kids, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
For our moment of duh, we head to Louisiana, where a robber had a very thick Cajun accent, and he could not get restaurant patrons to understand his demand for money. He was trying to rob the place.
Funny.
They
And
had
they
no
couldn't
clue what the
understand
heck
him.
he was saying. So frustrated, he pulled out his gun, and he tried to shoot, but it wouldn't fire. Then he was really frustrated. He grabbed the cash register and ran, but got about 3 feet before falling down. It was still plugged into the wall.
Oh, my God.
He unplugged it and tried again, but a regular diner decked him in the face, knocked him out, and called the police. So he didn't make it very far. So, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be a burglar.
Yeah. First of all, nobody should.
Sounds
But
like he had a bad day.
at least practice it before
No.
you run out and go
Don't
do
give
something.
him advice. No. Or this, all of a sudden, Heidi accomplice, I don't think it's a good thing. So, no, just keep doing what you're doing because you're a moron. All right, we have your scoop of the day, and that is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Last year, sales of coloring books in the U.S. of A. shot up from 1 million to 12 million units.
Because adults are using
Adults,
them.
yeah. And now Christian publishers are jumping on board with Christian adult coloring books. Even Bibles that you can color in. Half of the top 10 bestsellers for May in the Evangelical Christian Publishers Association were coloring books. So that's kind of cool. Some even offer a little playlist and a help set to give you the perfect mood while you're doing your creative coloring. They're saying, hey, this would be a good playlist. This is what you should listen to while you're coloring this page. I've got a link, by the way, if you want to go and purchase one of those. They're at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Speaking of Facebook, they're adding a training program for their employees to address concerns that the company has a bias against conservatives. Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, announced the addition of a, quote, political bias section, end quote, to the company's managing unconscious bias class during Wednesday's event at the American Enterprise Institute. Sandberg's announcement comes 6 weeks after a former Facebook contractor accused the company of suppressing conservative news on the Facebook platform. You can read the full article on our Facebook page, unless, of course, they've blocked it.
I agree with that. I do think they do that.
I don't know if they do or if they don't. All I can say is people need to just take a chill pill. Facebook, if you don't like what people are saying, maybe you shouldn't have built a platform. Give me a place to say what I want to say, and then let me say what I want to say. Don't give me a place to say what I want to say and then say, hey, you can say whatever you want to say as long as I agree with it. Oh, hey, jinx, we must agree. University of Newcastle study of 170 obese Australians disproved the common belief that you could lose weight faster if you break up meals into 5 or 6 snack-sized portions a day. There was no difference in health or weight loss between those who ate 3 meals a day and those who ate 6 smaller meals a day. A nutritionist said, what matters is what and how much you eat, not how many times. Eating 6 small meals a day from a restaurant probably won't help you lose weight if it's like a fast food place. It has a name of a place in here. I'm not going to say which one. You probably thought of it too.
Right.
Just 1 in 17 women of healthy weight actually considered themselves to be slim. Recent survey found that the study involving thousands of people provide disturbing insight into female self-esteem. Volunteers were asked to look at themselves in the mirror and select from 12 adjectives to describe how they felt or how they considered themselves looking. Those taking part were also measured to determine whether they were overweight or of a healthy weight. Among the women who were right on the weight for their height, only 13% said they felt happy with what they saw. Only 6% thought they were slim. And over here, one other story. It says, starting your first full-time job, the most important thing to look for on your first job is growth. Not so much money, not so much location, not so much
potential.
Lifestyle. Yeah, it's about the potential, about everything else. The article says getting on a high growth plan path will help that person set up success much more easily. So then even if the quality of the university they attended. Let me try that again. Did any of that make sense?
Yeah, that was all like very choppy and
I think I was
confusing.
like one word off and off. I'm going to say what they really said. It says, getting on a high growth path will set that person up for success much more so than even the quality of the university they attended. I'm going to move on. That's because so many super talented people grow way more slowly than their potential. I've got a link where you can read it at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And one last thing here. According to a study by the Daily Mail, even a small amount of alcohol can make other people seem more attractive. That explains a lot.
True.
That's why you ended up with me. So. It was more than a small dose of alcohol, let me tell you that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Now we get a second scoop on a weekend. The suspect entered Boot World, approached a clerk, and pulled out what appeared to be a gun and announced a robbery. The manager sprang into action and began throwing boxes of boots at the suspect. They pointed a weapon at several employees. Finally, the pelting from footwear became too much for the robber. Police found him minutes later hiding in a utility room behind another business. Turns out his weapon of choice was just a BB gun. So he got pelted with a bunch of boots. He was trying to rob the place with a BB gun.
Well, hopefully the person who started throwing the boots knew it was a BB gun.
I don't know if they knew it was a BB gun or if they just realized that, you know what, I'm done being robbed. You're a bunch of knuckleheads. New findings could help scientists trace how viruses spread. A new blood test analyzes less than a single drop of blood, can reveal every virus people have over their lifetime. The experimental test called VirScan can detect 206 virus species known to infect humans and more than 1,000 known virus strains, according to the Journal of Science. Scientists say that the new blood test could help doctors trace how viruses spread.
Huh.
That's really cool. I have a link to that, by the way, on our Facebook page. I got a lot of stuff on there today.
Yeah, you do.
According to a survey by Driver's Seat Road Rage, I didn't know that was a thing, Houston is the home to the least courteous drivers in America. I've driven through Houston at about 95 miles an hour. I tried slowing down to the speed limit, and people were cutting me off, so I definitely agree with this. A lot of road rage in Houston. Eating milk chocolate can improve your brain activity. Look, can we just stop right there?
I love chocolate.
Milk chocolate is the best. I like dark chocolate, but I like milk chocolate
I just like any
so
kind
much
of
better.
chocolate.
So let me read that line one more time. Eating milk chocolate can improve your brain activity. Scientists now say you should eat some milk chocolate before your next exam or big work project. So
You should have saved this for
the good news? No, I got some better news for the good news. How do you keep people from using their phones while driving? Funny thing is, we just talked about this.
Yes, we did.
Did we not? Just
Yes,
like
we did.
2 days ago or yesterday, we were driving and saw some knucklehead texting while driving. We see a lot of that. They think they found a solution. Researchers have discovered how to stop drivers from using their phones when they're behind the wheel without affecting the use of phones for people that are not driving. A team at Stevens Institute of Technology and Rutgers in New Jersey have created a system which shuts down a driver's phone
That's exactly what I said they should make.
without affecting other people in the vehicle.
That's exactly what we just said
I
yesterday.
know. It utilizes the phone's Bluetooth connection and
That's
a vehicle's
awesome.
and a vehicle's speakers to detect if the driver is using their mobile phone while driving. So they're saying this is a way to do this where
That's awesome.
you can
I love that.
talk, but you can't.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
love that.
cool.
That's fantastic.
A study by research company Uniview says the average family will spend 91 hours a year fighting and arguing. Once again, we're above average.
91 hours a year.
I don't know. I don't think we fight that much, do you?
No, I wouldn't say like fight. Not
52
like
weeks,
smacking
that's
each
like
other.
2 hours a week. Okay, yeah, we probably
Yeah, probably.
Fights flare up as much as 3 times a day, usually lasting for about 5 minutes. The most common arguments are over household chores like household chores and children and treating the house like a hotel. and couples taking each other for granted. 3,000 families took part in the research, and it was an interesting note that mothers seems to still play the most pivotal role within the family when it comes to resolving conflicts. However, the results do show that dads are getting far more involved. Daughters were most likely to slam doors during an argument.
Oh, yeah.
Fathers prefer to go for a long drive to cool off. 1 in 10 of the families surveyed said they were not on speaking terms when this was done.
Oh, my gosh.
So how's this all going? I don't know. I haven't talked to them in 2 weeks. Well, can you please go back so we conclude our
That's not
study?
an issue that we usually have,
No.
though. We have our arguments, but it's not like we're not.
Then I
on speaking
apologize
terms.
and we move on. That's kind of how it goes. Most adults go through life balancing emotion and cognition, thinking things and feeling things. Based on those two processes, they make decisions on how you think about things and how you feel about things. They help you behave a certain way and communicate appropriately. In a special report, Dr. James Dobson discusses the role of emotion in everyday life. The report helps you gain new insight to the power and the place of emotion in marriage and parenting, in friendship, and in daily life. You can get the free download. I've got a link to this as well at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. So I was a busy little beaver putting links on our Facebook page, Heidi. So I got a ton of stuff there. If you're not a fan already, you should go become a fan. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you buy lottery tickets? Maybe you wait till the jackpot is big, then you buy one. I was like that too. Like my odds got better because the jackpot was more. Well, I think I found something that actually will give me a better chance to win. It's called Lotto-licious. I learned about this from Richard Lustig. He literally wrote the book on how to win the lottery, and he should know. He's a 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Richard plays and endorses Lotto-licious, and I just signed up too. I'd love it if you join Richard and I. You can play Powerball and Mega Millions without even going to the store. Sign up right now at RadioLottopool.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The electric chair was invented by a dentist. Did you know that?
Oh,
That doesn't surprise me.
that doesn't surprise me either.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are about a quarter pound of salt in every gallon of seawater. So if you got the salt out of there, it would weigh that much less, I think. I don't know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Blondes have more hair than dark-haired people do.
Really?
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
6 ounces of orange juice contains the minimum daily requirement for vitamin C. 6 ounces.
6 ounces.
And an interesting fun fact for you. This is something I did not know. Abraham Lincoln's mother died when she drank milk. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
This is what happened. It says when she drank some milk, the cow had grazed on poisonous snake root.
Oh, my gosh.
And it killed Abraham Lincoln's mother. I had no clue.
Huh.
And final fun fact for you, Adolf Hitler wanted to be an architect. He failed the entrance exam at the architectural school in Vienna.
I thought
so-
I wanted to be an artist.
Well, he wanted to be an artist, too. He was just not good at anything. So he's like, I'm going to just destroy the world.
He wanted to be an artist and didn't get into art school because he didn't draw that turtle very well.
I don't think the turtle was around yet. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. I have the rules for a great marriage. With divorce rate soaring to more than 50% of all marriages, the big question is, how can we stay together? Experts agree the most important factors to a good marriage are, Heidi, what? Wrong.
Honesty.
Communication. And a deep commitment and genuine caring. It says a great marriage can enrich your life. Write the authors of 12 Hours to a Great Marriage. The authors Howard J. Markman, Ph.D., Scott M. Stanley, Ph.D., Susan L. Blumberg, Ph.D., Natalie H. Jenkins, and Carol Whiteley. I've noticed none of these people have the same last name, so I wonder if any of them are married.
They're probably all divorced.
Probably not to each other, at least. They've drawn from their own experiences in wedded bliss and also from others. The University of Denver's Center for Marital and Family Studies. They put together this little easy-to-use manual. Here are the 8 simple rules for a better marriage. Number 1, stay calm.
Yeah, I
Number
would
2,
agree.
take a time out once in a while. If you're getting in a fight about something, just
walk away.
let's just stop. I'm going to give you a hug. I'm going to give you a kiss on the forehead. Now I'm going to go sit in the other room, and then we're going to talk about this later. Next, speak clearly. which is kind of difficult sometimes for Heidi because there's so much tequila in her system. Next, listen. Another one here, deal with it. Following one, have fun. Keep love alive. And the last one on the list is forgive. And I think those are all pretty good things.
Yeah.
I do think when you were saying honesty, I think that is the most important thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Honesty is the best. Because you know what? If you can't be honest with each other, if you have to lie to each other to make things work, that doesn't work.
Right.
You can't build a relationship that way. All right, coming up, excuses to explain why you're not coming to work today. So for those of you who, need to come up with a good excuse for July 5th, I've got those for you. It's on the way.
Hey, this is Tim from Hope and Faith Machine Works. Are you having one of these days?
How in the world am I going to do that?
Or even,
if I could just have this, my life would be so much easier.
Well, this kind of stuff is my specialty. At Hope and Faith Machine Works, we work with anyone who needs something built, fabricated, or just done right. We've done medical, industrial, PLC, and prototype designs. You can reach us at yourhopeourfaith.com. That's yourhopeourfaith.com.
All right, Heidi, it's a weekend edition, and there might be some people out there going, okay, I got Monday off because it's the 4th of July, but how am I going to get off Tuesday? Here are some excuses to explain why you're not coming to work today, on Tuesday. I can't come to work today. I'll be stalking my previous boss. He fired me for not showing up at work. Everything okay there?
Stupid.
When I woke up this morning, I took 2 X-Lax instead of Prozacs. I can't really leave the house.
That's a good excuse.
I can't come to work today because the EPA has determined that my house is completely surrounded by wetlands. I have to arrange for a helicopter to get me out of here. I just found out that I was switched at birth. Legally, I shouldn't come to work knowing my employer records now may contain false information.
Oh, my gosh.
No. The psychiatrist said it was an excellent session. He gave me jaw restraints so I won't bite things when I'm startled. But
This is so
I could maybe be there
dumb.
by noon. And the last one, my dog ate my car keys. We're going to hitchhike to the vet so we can get those
Oh, my
back.
gosh.
You don't like any of those excuses?
No.
All right, come up with your own. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, I have for you the best kite story since Ben Franklin. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
I first of all have to admit I am a big fan of kites. I just discovered
are.
you threw my kite away.
Well, I didn't know. First of all,
It was a nice kite.
you weren't able to get it up.
I was too. I had the thing like 300 feet in the air.
Oh, you're talking about the kite.
Yes.
Oh.
Would you stop? Listen to this. The most terrifying kite story. Chris Grimes of the UK had a big 10-foot by 4-foot kite that he was flying on a pretty calm day, and a wind picked up. Following a sudden gust of wind, the 17-year-old boy was lifted 25 feet into the air, with the kite flying him through the air and finally putting him down in a different town.
Oh, my gosh.
At one point, Chris almost dropped into a river 20 feet deep. He managed to only skim the surface. Another gust of wind hoisted him back up.
How old is this kid?
He was 17. Managed to skim the surface. Another gust of wind hoisted him back up in the air, but not before his pants were soaked. In fact, they were so wet and so heavy, they fell off while he was flying.
Oh, my gosh.
A
how
relieved
embarrassing.
Grimes finally landed injury-free and pants-free in a different town. That is ridiculous, and I wonder if they got video of that. That would have been awesome. Now, I love
You
kites.
see that on, like, movies and
Yeah.
stuff. You don't...
Remember Deck
I would
Chair
have
Danny?
never
There's
in
a
a
movie.
million years thought that could really happen.
Apparently it can. There you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening on a weekend edition of the John and Heidi Show. I have 10 ways to stay young. You ready for this?
I am ready.
Enjoy the simple things in life. That's good. Enjoy things. Next, laugh often, long, and loud. Laugh until you gasp for breath. I'm gasping for breath just
I laugh
reading this.
all the time.
I know.
We
I think
laugh
we
all
do.
the time
we
in our
do.
house.
We laugh at each other.
Yeah.
For doing dumb stuff all the time. Keep company with cheerful people. Grouches drag you down. Surround yourself with what you love, whether it's family, pets, keepsakes, music, plants, hobbies. Let your home be your refuge. Number 5, keep learning. Keep your brain active by learning new things all the time. Learn about computers and crafts and gardening. An idle brain is a devil's workshop. Next tip on ways to stay young, don't take guilt trips. Go to the mall, the next town, a foreign country, but leave the guilt behind, Heidi.
All right.
Next, cherish your health. If it's good, preserve it. If it's not good, improve it. If it's beyond what you can improve, seek help. If you want to stay young, throw out non-essential numbers like age and weight and height. Next, let the tears fall. Grieve when you need to grieve, but endure and move on. The only person who is with us our entire life is us. And the final thing on the list here of ways to stay young, the top 10 tips. At every opportunity, tell people you love that you love them. Mm-hmm. They need to hear this as much as you need to say this, so say it a lot. Heidi, I love you.
I love you.
I love you more. And we've got a good news story to get to, but I've got a second here. I got to tell you this because it's just such a funny story. I've got this video on our Facebook page, too. Like I said, I posted a lot of stuff on our Facebook page. YouTube channel Bad Things for Bad People uploaded a video where they juiced a McDonald's cheeseburger meal.
Ew.
They just put everything in a thing, burgers, fries, and a Coke, and they juiced it, and then they had some guy drink it.
Ew.
So it looks disgusting.
That sounds disgusting.
But if you want to see it, you can check it out. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
And we always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think we got some good news here. I'm excited about this. Ken Ham, he's the CEO of Answers in Genesis. He has fulfilled his lifelong dream to build the Ark. It is done now. The Noah's Ark replica is the largest timber frame structure on Earth at 7 stories high, 200 yards in length. It is expected to attract about 200 million visitors a year. How much did it cost to build this thing, Heidi?
I don't know.
$100 million.
Whatever.
Yeah. It is due to open in just a few days on the 7th of July. It is designed to be a family-oriented, historically authentic, and environmentally friendly location to go. Its sister attraction, the Creation Museum, they say that that's nearby as well. According to Ham, equip visitors to understand the reality of the events that are recorded in the book of Genesis. So you can go and check it out. It sounds to me to be fascinating. And I've got a link to this, and you can see an image of the completed ark on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. We're going to go check that out. Maybe
Now?
not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we will go check it out. It's not open till the 7th, so sometime after the 7th, we're going to make a road trip. I'm going to go check that out. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a very happy and safe Independence Day. That is coming up on Monday, so be safe out there. If you're shooting off fireworks, light them and throw them. Don't forget to throw them. That's important. But be very safe out there. And if you're going to a community celebration where they're having fireworks, don't litter. That happens all the time. People go to these things, they drink and they eat and they leave stuff. Don't do that. Don't be one of those. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.